Welcome to the Fun Side of Hell. I'm your host, Lucifer, and today we are coming to Chemically Bonded. Now, if you guys remember the Sounds of Hell Love, which I absolutely adored, made by DS Sans, this is made by the same company, and I would like to say a big thank you to the developers for sending me a press release pack, which has some of the artwork as well as some information about the two new characters. Their names are Kyoki and Naomi. I'd also like to point out that this does explore some serious, more emotional themes. I don't know how serious we're gonna get. Just a disclaimer, just so you all know about that. Um, I don't think it's a straight sequel to the previous game, but I do believe Kerry might be back in it. I'm not too sure. I do know, however, that there is 4 endings, 2 for each heroine, which I will attempt to get all 4 of them. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good ending in the first run, but we shall see. So let's get started and see what we're getting ourselves into today. This place, what does it mean to me? Am I tired of it? Around me, the motion of time continues in the same rhythmic fashion, day by day. Is it ever going to change? Asking myself, I can only succumb to giving no answers. Of course, the answers are there before my eyes, those which watch them diligently as they pass without notice. I'm here for an education, right? Part of me feels that might be the answer. Following the same path as everyone around me, living life nonchalantly, oblivious to the outside world. Aren't we all? Being a student, it's a life not many would consider special, despite us wanting to believe so. But here, in this place, we define ourselves as individuals. A place where memories are made, where we form the bonds with those closest to us. Is that what this place means to me? One could say that being here is what makes us human. Coming here to be taught what it's like to have ambition, to find our dreams. I wouldn't consider myself to be one of those people. With no clear aspirations, finding something like that would be nice. Maybe in the end, that's what this place is to me. I meant to say two, but I'm dumb and didn't read it. I just haven't found what I'm looking for. Write your forename on the chalkboard. Okay. Lucifer. That's pretty cool. I've always loved the style of the artwork and everything. You guys know that from the previous game. Okay. Wow. It's actually written there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Good job, devs. Lifting my hand away from the chalkboard. All that's left is my name etched neatly in white on the otherwise blank canvas. Being able to start again as a transfer student sounds like more than just a dream. Having the opportunity to make new connections, to make a new impression of myself rather than having to be the me everyone's had the chance to know over the last 3 years. I should use quotation marks for all of them, shouldn't I? Whatever. Don't judge me. If I were to describe it, fun would be the word that would come to mind. If luck was on my side, who knows? Maybe I'd meet a shy girl on the way to school under the guidance of fate. Huh. I like that. That's a good reference to the previous game. I like that. Good job. Or perhaps I'm just overthinking it. Something like that seems too cliched. Nevertheless, standing here in the bliss of thought, working against what is was I'm supposed to do. Let me try that again. Nevertheless, standing here in the bliss of thought, working against what it was I'm supposed to doing, doesn't make my situation any better. I cannot read. Cleaning duty is something we're all tasked to do at some point. But given the amount of dust and grime laced across the room, I don't feel as if those before me put much effort into it. I'm just gonna pause here a sec. I'm from Britain. And when I went to school, we didn't have cleaning duty, so I don't know whether it's just a cultural thing for Japan or whether America do it. If anybody knows, then by all means let me know in the comments below, please, because I am quite curious about that. But as I say, in a British school, we didn't actually do that. But nonetheless, the tradition, or more so, the will of learning life skills, seems to have died off around here. Maybe this wouldn't be such a pain in the ass if I wasn't the only one here. Crying out to the empty room, the delicacy put into writing my name on the boards is quickly erased by the desire I didn't even notice it's gone. Shows how much I'm paying attention. Anyway, good job. Erased by the desire to get out of here as soon as possible. I would have finished by now if the person who had the ingenious idea to skip out actually decided to turn up. It's not as if they didn't know that the job requires more than one person. If I knew who they were, I would have something to say, but I'm not the type of person to go out of my way to confront them. I would. That, and I can't recall who it was anyway. I wipe away the dust settled across the edge of the bookshelves, leaving the stray speckles to glisten in the now setting sun. Sounds of those engaged in club activities resonate throughout the school grounds. All that's left now is to mop the floor, and my responsibilities as janitor can be passed on to an unfortunate classmate tomorrow. Perhaps they'll be lucky enough to have company. Weaving through the desks scattered across the room, the trip to the supplies cupboard is nothing but a short one. Swinging the door open, the scene before me presents a sight of emptiness as I remain still, clutching the door's handle. At this point, giving up doesn't seem like a bad idea, but the part of me still engrossed in getting the job done seems to say otherwise. I may as well scout for a mop and bucket elsewhere. Given the apathy our class has towards cleaning, finding a spare set in another room wouldn't be a bad wager. I make my way out of the classroom under the assumption that the easiest thing to do would be to ask the next class. That is, if they haven't already finished, or given up. Much to my surprise, peering into their room seems to have paid off. Two girls make conversation inside, both brushing away at the remnants of afternoon lessons still chalked on the board in front. I head to the door. Excuse me, would either of you happen to know where I could find a spare mop and bucket? The question itself isn't one I'd particularly dream of asking girls my age. Not exactly something I'd dream of ever asking anyone, but, you know, whatever. I used to in work, but not anymore. After a quick glance towards one another, almost as if they were conferring silently, they both return their gazes to me. The closer one responds.
I'm not sure. There might be one in the science lab, though.
Guess we're going to science lab.
But I don't think anyone goes to clean there.
Why? Alright, I'll go check. Thank you. Departing the two with a slight bow, I head off in the direction of the science lab. The subject itself has never been my strongest, far from it. Same with me, actually. Math is also my worst subject. But given that we don't do much practical work, I'd bet I wasn't the only one holding a let me start again, because I can't read. I don't know what's going on with me today. But given that we don't have much practical work, I'd bet I wasn't the only one here holding a grudge against sitting at a desk just to trace the teacher's notes from board to book. Yeah, we didn't do much practical work in science either. Except that one time where the teacher blew something up. That was fun. It wasn't anything dangerous, it was a science experiment he was showing us. I arrive at the door to the lab, privy to the sounds of the footsteps seeping from the faint gap below the door. Unlike regular classrooms, the labs are walled off from the corridors on each floor, giving those inside a sense of privacy. If there's a teacher in there, then they're bound to know where I can get my hands on the cleaning supplies I need. What a delight. Opening the door, however, grants me with a sight I couldn't say I was expecting. It's gonna be a murder scene. Oh. I was close. Briefly blinded by the rays of sunlight flowing from the Yeah. Briefly blinded by the rays of sunlight flowing from the windows across the room, a figure of a girl materializes as my eyes adjust to the brightness. Adorned in a flowing white lab coat, her eyes intently study the flask and test tube within the grip of her fingers. She's kinda cute. Her entire self oblivious to my presence as she focuses on what's before her. Very cute. Resting behind her shoulders, her hair done neatly into a ponytail, blows softly in a draft from an open window. Despite opting for her glasses as opposed to proper goggles, she seems to have some sense of safety at least. Taking a closer look as I continue to stand in the doorway without words, her identity makes itself clear to me. Kyoko Ishikawa, a classmate of mine. I don't know her personally, but I'd be quite oblivious to not know who she was. Yeah, you'd be a dumbass as well. She's pretty famous around the school, being known for her intelligence. There's always one. Enough so to top the leaderboards for every test, not just in the school, but even regionally. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense to find her here. I can understand that. It's no surprise. It's not a surprise, I should say. However, with that sense of fame also comes a certain amount of infamy, given the number of people talking about her. Rumor has it that a few months ago she was caught cheating, but as far as I'm aware, they were nothing more than allegations. Yeah, there's always allegations when people are smarter than you. You just assume they're cheating. They're not. They're smarter than you. But you too can become that smart if you just listen to them. Nobody had a real way to get confirmation from her, but nobody made that effort anyway. Why would you? She herself doesn't talk much. Those nerdy types of girls never do. I guess she's probably just shy.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. After accidentally pushing the door open, Kyoko's head turns in my direction, having now spotted me, leaving her slightly shocked by my presence. We got her good. Perhaps standing here dwelling on her was pretty weird when I could have just spoken up beforehand. Now it just feels awkward. She looks like a deer caught in headlights. Speaking up now couldn't hurt. Excuse me. Do you know if there's any cleaning supplies in here? She hesitates for a second, leaving her mouth slightly ajar, only in what I can assume is an attempt to search for words. Soon enough, she speaks up.
The cleaning equipment? You had me excited for a second, but I think there's some here.
I don't know why you were excited, and I'm very concerned about that, but okay. I can't see what there is to be excited about. Yes, exactly. Rather, I'd be kind of annoyed if someone interrupted me. I would, actually. She seemed to be focused on whatever it was she was doing. An experiment of sorts by the looks of it. Ah, now we can see. Kyoko Ishikawa added to the encyclopedia. And why is that? Not the information.
Nobody cleans her much.
Well, do it yourself then. No, I meant what was so exciting. Kyoko looks at me with a smile that's all too passionate. I don't like the looks of this.
I thought you were here to join the science club.
What? I'm not quite sure what it is she's expecting me to say, but even after this brief conversation, my image of her as a reserved, quiet girl has been completely shattered. She appears to radiate enthusiasm. Good! This is the science club?
What did you think it was?
Science room? As far as I'm aware, what I walked in on was a sole girl conducting an experiment alone after school, not a fully fledged club. Yeah, I've seen many anime. Isn't a club supposed to be formed if there's like 3 people? Unless sometimes I don't know, maybe it differs from thing to thing. I don't know, whatever. I'm pretty sure you need at least 5 members for that. Ah. The fact that she's conducting experiments without a teacher's supervision, though, it's more than enough to tell me She doesn't take the rules very seriously. Who the hell does?
You don't look very impressed.
I can't say I am. After all, I came here so I could finish cleaning the classroom, not to take samples of extracurricular activities. That's because I came here to get a mop and bucket, not to check out the club.
Okay, I'll go get them now.
Sounds disappointed. I don't like that.
But please, take a seat. At least.
Damn right I will. To be honest, delaying in my inevitable return to scrubbing the grime from the classroom floor wouldn't be such a bad idea. I may as well stay for a while and hear her out. Kyoko quickly returns, supplies in hand, along with a glum expression carried on her face.
I've been trying to get more members, but nobody seems to be interested.
I'm just gonna stop here a second. Has anyone ever seen Boku wa Tomodachi? I can't remember the English name of it. There's a girl in that. I can't remember her damn name now. Her name really does escape me. I'll look it up and let you know in the next episode. But she was also a science geek girl. And she was also cute, adorable, fun to be around. And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this girl. So I like Kyoko already. I think we might have to go down her route first. But we haven't met the other one yet, so let's not put our eggs in one basket just yet.
It's hard to find people who like science.
I like science. I like blowing stuff up. In games, obviously, not terrorism. It's almost as if she's trying to make me feel sympathy for her. For a girl I once thought to be quiet, even shy, she sure seems persistent. That saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover," comes to mind. After talking to her, though, the image the room has painted her as doesn't seem to be true. That higher than you aura people have talked about behind her back, none of it seems believable. I pushed the wrong button. You know what, let's just save. Because I hit the wrong button. Sorry. That higher than you aura people have talked about behind her back, none of it seems believable anymore. She's just a normal high school girl as far as I can tell.
Would you like a drink? The store is having a special, so I bought as many as I could.
Wise choice. Always stay hydrated.
My bag was denser than osmium.
Osmium? Add it to the encyclopedia. I don't know what osmium is. Let's check the encyclopedia, see if it gives us an explanation of what the heck it is. Okay. Osmium, OS, is an element with the atomic number 76 and an atomic mass of 190.23. It is a hard and brittle metal with one of the lowest level of abundance in Earth's crust. Osmium is the densest naturally occurring element, hence Kyoko's joke. Fun fact, osmium readily forms osmium tetroxide, OSO4, which is highly toxic. Luckily, Kyoko knows that. Is she trying to poison us? I'm not sure. But now I just learned something that I didn't know, so good job. Hope you all learned something as well. Her science joke, well, more of a reference, is completely lost on me. It was with me. Placing a small rucksack on the desk in front, she pulls out a can of soda from an unholy pile stuffed inside. There's no way that can be healthy.
This one's a drink for the intellectuals. The chosen ones.
She's so upbeat, I love her. I'm not sure whether I should find it funny, but Kyoko stands before me, moving her gaze to meet mine.
I'm not going to drink them all. I just bought them in case anyone came to join the club.
Aww. I kind of want to join the club now. I love her. I appreciate the offer, but I really should be getting back. Shit. Seriously, I don't know what's wrong with me. English is my first language, although you wouldn't be able to tell. I appreciate the offer, but I really should get back to cleaning duty. I was gonna say eating duty then. I don't know. Saying it hurts a little, given the look on her face, but joining a club really isn't my priority right now.
Please? I've only met one other person interested in joining, and she doesn't even go to this school.
Right? I didn't know what to expect from that. Her eyes are masked with the look of sadness as they stare at me point blank. Saying she looks sad would be easier. Walking out on her at this point would just make me feel bad. I guess I can consider it. That should get her off my case for now.
You'll try it out?
I guess. Sure, I guess. From that, her face beams with happiness as her lips curl up into a smile. I can't remember the last time I saw one so genuine, somehow so cute, almost innocent. I can't say I'm good at science, that keen on it really, but staying here for a while couldn't hurt, could it?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, welcome to the club.
Glad to be here. I couldn't say that I expected this, far from it. From the outside and the little I knew of her, Kyoko didn't seem like a person to get this worked up about a stranger joining her club. Even though we're classmates, it's not like we know each other well. However, in a way, her actions are charming. She really doesn't seem like a bad person. She actually doesn't.
Anyway, you were after the cleaning equipment, right?
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. It's not as if I've forgotten. Well, he didn't, I did. Yep, shit. Yeah, I should probably get back to that.
If you don't mind, I'll come with you.
I don't mind, but why?
I'm supposed to be on cleaning duty anyway.
I have a theory. Let's find out if I'm right. So she's the one who had ran off. I knew I was right. I don't know whether this is coincidence or just sheer karma on her part. Rising from my seat, Kyoko too gets ready to join me on our adventure. She rests her lab coat on a nearby desk. The two of us, now ready to make our way back to class to finish off the responsibilities handed to us, leave the room. Well, for the most part, the responsibilities handed to me. Hi, can I help you? As we head out into the corridor, I accidentally bump into a passing student, a girl, about Kyoko's height. Kyoko herself takes a step backwards, almost behind me, as the girl in front now faces me with an irate glare.
How about you watch where you're going, will you?
Okay, sorry, Jesus. Inside, I feel like I should be saying that too. Her head turns to face Kyoko, who has now tucked herself away behind me.
Oh, it's you.
Something going on?
I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Apology accepted, I guess. Darting her eyes back to me, her expression reverts to the same look of anger as before. What the fuck did I do? As she walks away down the corridor, my mind wanders as a feeling of recognition floats about without coming to fruition. Bluntly put, I feel as if I know who she is. Kyoko sighs behind me, sliding out from the door and taking a step by my side. You know who that was? Nodding beside me, a downcast look coats Kyoko's face.
Naomi Sato, Class 3-3.
Interesting. Oh, she's the other heroine, I believe. You mean the Naomi Sato?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't really get along with her.
It didn't show. No wonder I thought I knew her. In fact, for most guys, it'd be a crime not to. Her name gets around a lot. Not sure I understand why, but I have a theory. I'm fairly certain her name topped the boys' list for the most attractive girl in the year, and the girls' list too. Nice. However, whatever it is, something is clearly going on between her and Kyoko. I can't just ignore that. Perhaps it would be better to not get myself too involved. Both of them are well known about the school. Kyoko for her intelligence, and Naomi for her popularity and looks. Anyway, shall we get going to the classroom?
Okay.
Trying her hardest to regain her enthusiasm, Kyoko trails alongside me as we continue down the corridor. Me carrying the mop and bucket, and her straddling along at my side with a now somewhat relaxed expression. Whatever the situation is with Naomi, it's concerning. But getting involved is a different question. One that we don't need answering. Save again. A short while later, after mopping the floor to an extent we were both satisfied with, we stand alone in the otherwise empty but clean classroom.
I feel as if we accomplished something. Like an experiment. Done well.
Whatever makes you happy. I wouldn't know how that feels, but maybe now she'll attend cleaning duty as she's supposed to. I doubt it somehow. Now that she's here, though, I can't bring myself to complain. It was good to finally have company. Are you usually this talkative? I'm not. I ask, simply because she seems overly energetic cleaning a grubby classroom. Why would you be that energetic? Whatever. Seeing how she had acted earlier, I find it hard to believe she's like this around everyone. Especially for someone who doesn't talk much to those around her.
I've never really had the chance to speak to many people.
Poor girl.
So, today has been fun.
We made someone's day. Give yourselves a round of applause. Alright, fair enough.
No! Now's the part where you're supposed to give me your number and say a cheesy quote to make me feel better about myself.
What? This is not how it works? I've been doing it wrong my entire life. I'm not sure how the world works in her mind, but she looks at me quizzically before resting her arms at her side.
Never mind, but I am going to need your number. You're joining the science club, right?
I said I'd think about it, but I guess we're gonna end up having to join because she seems like the forceful type. I didn't say I wouldn't. I grab a nearby notebook from a random desk and tear out a sheet of paper. Sorry. Only to scribble my number onto the vast white space. Perhaps I should apologize to whoever's book this is. No. As long as they don't know, we're fine. Somehow, I can't help but feel that Kyoko's been waiting for someone to join a club like this. In a way, thinking about it makes me feel sorry for her. I can only feel bad for not being that interested in science. But at least I can give her moral support as she does, whatever she does there.
There. Done.
Good job. Kyoko proudly presents her phone to me, showing that she's now added me sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button. Where was I? I can't remember. Kyoko proudly presents her phone to me, showing that she's now added me as a contact.
I've spelled your name right, haven't I?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
I'll send you a picture later so you can add me to yours.
Okay. She stands before me, a smile spread across her face as the evening sunlight trickles through the classroom windows, brushing her cheeks as they glow softly. I guess it's getting pretty late. Saying my thoughts aloud, Kyoko nods in agreement as we both exit the room, disregarding to put away the cleaning equipment. Probably not a good idea. That and whatever experiment she was up to beforehand. As we exit the school grounds, Kyoko's soft footsteps ring out faintly amongst our almost silent surroundings. Spare the sounds of day-to-day life. I guess it shows how long we were cleaning for. I could swear that there was still club activities going on when we'd started. The evening sky blankets us in the spring air as we stand together at school gates.
You're coming to the science club tomorrow, right? Don't forget.
I already did. It's not like I could after our novel introduction and all the begging involved to rope me in. At the end of the day, maybe something like this would be nice. Maybe I can find some ambition, even if science isn't my strong suit. Don't worry, I'm not going to skip my first club meeting.
You make that sound as if you're planning on skipping some, though.
Maybe, you don't know my life. For the first time in a while, I laugh. In turn, Kyoko's mock frown shifts to a soft but truthful smile. I'll see you tomorrow, Kyoko.
I'll be waiting for you. We're classmates after all.
You don't know that.
I'll see you tomorrow, too.
Aww, she's adorable. Our paths, despite parted by our departures, are now closer together as clubmates. I turn to see Kyoko's figure in the distance, almost silhouetted by the evening sun. Calling it picturesque wouldn't be far-fetched. I guess I'm a member of the Science Club now. Good for me. I don't really get along with her, Kyoko. I am glad to know these information. Ah, there we got an entrance, an opening sequence. I didn't know that. Aww. Two Hearts, One Story. I like it. I'm enjoying this so far. I really do.
I thought you
Enjoy
were
these.
here to join the science club.
I'll be skipping training too, so don't feel too bad.
She's cute. I like her. Wow. Okay. Kyoko. Did I ever tell you guys how much I love the art style in this? I really do. It's... I did not know about that, but I still love the art style in this game because it's so bright and colorful and cheerful and amazing, and I love it. Love, love, love it. Chemically bonded. I should point out as well, this started as a Kickstarter from what I read. This started as a Kickstarter in 2017. And due to everyone's hard work, they were able to create this. Act 1, Welcome to the Club. They were able to create this after so long, and I'm very, very glad that I get the chance to play it. So we are gonna save here because I think that that's a pretty good starting point. And we got to meet both characters. We got to enjoy some amazing artwork, as always. And I'm just happy to be able to play a game like this again, where we just sit down, have a great time. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this as much as I will, as much as I hope to. And let me know who you guys like so far, from what we know. And let me know in the comments as well which girl